It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, I'm Zazi. Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. We've been diving into the world of bread, International Bread Day, Bread Month. It's almost like a bread year, to be honest. And I think after this, you're going to have it as a staple, if it hasn't been already. So not only is bread one of the oldest foods in the world, but to this day, it remains a staple in so many households. And today, it is World Bread Day and something we're going to be celebrating. So we have invited Woolworths bakery product developer, Kolver, in the building, the man at the helm to bring us to the exciting world of what Woolies has to offer when it comes to bread. And bro, this is incredible because I'm seeing mad options here. Firstly, how are you doing, Yak?
Very well, thank you. Thanks for having me. It's always a bit awkward being on here, but it's wonderful.
What do you mean? It's not awkward. It's exciting. We get absolutely pumped for it, and it looks like we're going to have some fun here. But let's dive straight into it. Obviously, Woolworths are always coming through with the stamp of approval when it comes to ticking that box of quality. What's the difference with the breads that you guys have on offer?
It's a really good question, so we'll summarize it shortly. But so you are right. So we always try and push the best product that we can for our customers, right? We love our people. So we've got a range of...
Thank you for that.
And we love bread, obviously. So the biggest thing I think we find is we always try to pay really close attention to what we put into the bread. So on the shelf today, we've got like a range of products going from gluten-free to sourdough, and then we've also got certain options with inclusions in them. So we're trying to tick all of the boxes that people would enjoy, what they are looking for, trying to pump up certain fiber contents through the use of either raw materials or seeds or those types of things. So there's multiple different textures, there's different colors. So it just speaks to diversity, huh?
It speaks to everybody, yeah. It speaks to South Africa as well because, I mean, I remember back in the day it was brown bread, white bread. That's pretty much the options that I really ever knew. And when you look at this world that's now brought to the forefront, you're like, wow, as South Africans with our diversity, our diverse taste profile and requirements and demands, it seems like you've answered all our questions. So let's put this to the test. I mean, it's a nice thing to talk about it, but I think we could showcase exactly what we're going to be doing here. I've got a pan here which I'm going to put on for you because you're going fancy. You're going to toast yours. I'm going to keep it plain and talk about more of the nostalgia that I remember from when I was a kid. But there we go. Butter's hot in the pan. I also want to talk about the fact that you said we've got diversity and variety.
Yes.
You can pop that into your side, so maybe we can switch over. But while we're talking about it, actually, I haven't even chosen my bread yet because I'm talking about this whole hype happening at the moment with things like inclusion and things like gluten-free bread. I think that has changed the game. A lot of people couldn't dive into the world of gluten-free because they had certain intolerances. And I think those with even a little bit of an intolerance kind of just dealt with those effects. But now they don't have to anymore, right?
Hopefully not. So we've tried to kind of have something for everyone. So there's a range of new gluten-free breads which you can find online and in store. So they include options from a white bread, brown, seeded, and then we've also introduced a sourdough version. So that's probably been the biggest shift for us within gluten-free space. And that one, very similar to our other sourdough bread, which is made from a combination of flour and water. This one is essentially made from a starter consisting of rice flour and sorghum.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it's been phenomenal. It's been a long journey to get to this particular product, but what we've managed to extract from the raw materials, it's absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so we're very excited about that.
With the hype of the sourdough world really coming to the forefront now as well, I think you're answering even more of the demands that we had. So let's talk through what we're actually making here. You're starting off with the toasting, and I love the fact that you've got butter on it because just that as it is already is like a meal on its own. But we're elevating this even more. I'm going to keep it to the fresh side. I just want to know, Yak, what have I actually grabbed here? What bread is this?
So you've grabbed our gluten-free seeded bread.
Oh, you're joking? No. That's an option now.
It's delicious, huh?
Can I just snip a little piece of this off? Because, gosh,
as much as you can.
It's soft and fluffy, and that's something I didn't expect from something gluten-free. Did you put cake in here, bro? What is this? What is this taste? Oh my goodness. It is so. And I've had some of the, let's say, the first to market gluten-free options. And sometimes it turns into a rock. Sometimes it's very hard. It's almost like a biscuit or a brisket instead. This is soft, light, fluffy bread. Oh my goodness, I absolutely love this. Okay, so this is something you could possibly even use for like a French toast, right? I mean, as a gluten-free option. The people that have been gluten intolerant are going to die. They're going to be like, oh my word, a new world has emerged.
Yes.
They absolutely love it. You're going to die of just happiness and overwhelmed with all the options that you have right now. So, you're still toasting. I'm going to keep the fresh stuff going over here. How do you like your sandwich? Is it kind of just like a simple thing for you, or more is more?
It depends on the day and also the time of the month, probably. But so the most important thing for me is the bread. So whatever I put onto the slice is the most important thing because that's going to give me what I want from a texture and a mouthfeel point of view. And the fillings are amazing, but they can chop and change. So today I've also chosen the gluten-free seeded one.
Nice.
It tends to differ at home, just from a range of products, right? Whatever we're in the mood for that particular day.
And for me, I know that like bread is obviously a staple, but it's great to know that you are also maybe ticking the box with things like fiber. And I know that
Yes.
comes from some of your standard options, but is there still going to be that fiber content in some of these new variants that you're bringing out now?
100%. So we always pay close attention to what we put in there because not necessarily, bread isn't just to eat, right? There has to be some form of a value from it. So a really strong focus for us is the nutritional value. So you'll see in a range of products, so we've got breads that don't contain an inclusion, but the content or the fiber content comes from the flour that we use in that particular product. And then in some of the other breads, we add inclusion. So like seeds, we've got oats, and those then bump up the fiber content because we know how important fiber is
of course,
as part of a
yeah.
general diet, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
So this is really incredible stuff. And I think for me, it's such a crazy thing to think that these staples have been a part of our lives for so long. For me as a kid, it was just something so basic as like butter on bread or having like cheese as an option or a salami as an option, but having them all together now and having them in this array means that like these sandwiches are being elevated. They're going to private school and they're getting a lesson on how to be opulent and classic. So I can't thank you enough for that. I'm going to finish off just topping this all together because really, I don't think there's any way that you can go wrong, especially if you just sandwiching together any good ingredients. And we've got some of the basics, some of the things that you might find in your pantry as a staple. I'm layering mine with some 2 layers of samani. You've got some pesto on that, so
Yes.
pesto, cheese and tomato always gives that freshness, that zestiness. So
100%.
not going to complain about that. I'm just spicing mine up and adding some of Woolworths' new reduced oil burger mayonnaise. If you haven't had this has got nothing to do with the bread though, but just the fact that Woolworths are coming through with all the options. So making mine elevated to another level, popping some of that sauce on there. I'm going to maybe just be naughty and pop some
That's always a good idea.
sprinkles of cheese on that. But yeah, thank you so much for coming through, man. I think this is just a great reminder of how important bread is as a staple. I think about how much work I've put into this body of mine and knowing that bread has been a big part of these buys
awesome.
as well, bro. So thank you.
I'm going to get that.
Thank you for feeding me, and I thank you, Mzansi, for sharing in the magic right now as we celebrate World Bread Day with Woolworths. And I think their wide selection of incredible options when it comes to bread. So I'm excited about this. I hope you are too. And here's a reminder, go shop your favorite staples right now. You can do it in-store, online, and on the app. Yeah, I think that's a massive win. Can we eat
Thank you
these
very
now?
much. Please.
Yeah, let's dig in, man. Chuck it up. Let's go. Oh, this looks good. Are you
I'm
going to
steal
taste
your knife now.
Nice.
Mama, you can